To add dynamics, you select in the Explorer view your object that needs to be animated, like the content of this particular tank. I will remove the outside and the top so that we see only the object that we are animating. Dynamics, size action, provide the data source that provides us the process value. For testing you may use a simulated signal. And typically you enter also some low and high limit, but for many signals they are provided by the signal source itself, like this one. And we may want to add a color coding. So the same signal can be used, and when the level of the tank is, for instance, over a certain threshold, like 80 liters, we would like the end color to change. Another animation is this object, this sphere that needs to follow maybe the location of the pipe. For that we want to use the location action. The lighter box, if we select it, we can drag it to the position where it needs to go as the final destination. And on the line itself, like take this line, you click it and then you can position the line position where it needs to go. You can add as many positions as you need, but I will take 2 positions for now. And the sphere also needs to have some process signal that then decides where the location will go. So from 0% to 100% on here. That's it. Another animation is maybe this box. Imagine we would like to have the box with the front material, the door, to open and rotating around the left side of this box. Select rotation, move the pivot point to where it needs to pivot around, and then this material should connect to some data source. You can enter some signal yourself, like my door, and I would like to have it based on discrete value, so any value not 0 will cause the door to open. And then it needs to rotate around the y-axis, and maybe the starting angle is 0 and the end angle is maybe 270, for example. The door should slowly open, so the duration should be maybe 5 seconds. And when the signal is 0 again, we want to reverse the animation. Now if we look at this signal, my door, we could maybe select the back of the box and say, let's add a pick action. There are many signals or commands that you can connect to a pick action, but in my example I will just take the toggle. And it toggles our data source and enters a value between 0 and 1. Final animation is our gears. So here the gear, for instance, needs to rotate. If we select rotate, the pivot point is fine, that's the center of the object. We take some signal, and I'll take a ramp signal that maybe ramps in 10 seconds to the final value and then go back to 0. So let's take a 0 and 100 as a maximum value. This is an analog movement. It moves according to the clock direction. It starts 360 and this, that's fine. And around the y-axis. Now the other gear has the exact same behavior. So we can right click this dynamic and say copy. And right click the other object and say paste dynamic. So it inherits all the settings. The only thing we may want to change is that it needs to go in the reverse order. So we change the angle. And we let it make counterclockwise. Set it to false. And then at runtime we want to show our top and the outside of the tank, and it may look like this.